I had been stranded on planet Xyrenth for exactly 5 hours when I realized the desert night was going to kill me long before anything hostile did. The sun, two of them actually, had burned me relentlessly during the day. Now the temperature was dropping fast, the sky turning from blazing orange to a dark blue so deep it almost looked liquid. Wind rolled across the dunes, pulling loose sand into miniature storms that hissed like snakes. "Great," I muttered, pulling my cracked helmet tighter. Lost, freezing, and completely alone. Classic explorer luck. My shuttle had malfunctioned after a micrometeor shower punctured the fuel line. I crash-landed miles off any known route, and my comms were ruined. No signal. No rescue. Just me, my emergency pack, and a landscape that wanted me dead. As the dusk settled, faint lights flickered in the far distance, blue and green flames dancing like floating lanterns. Civilization? Or something worse? Honestly, at that point, I would have taken either. I needed warmth, a shelter, anything. I started walking toward the lights. Each step felt heavier than the last. The cold gnawed at my bones, and the wind kept picking up, howling like something alive. By the time I came over a ridge, my teeth were chattering so hard I could barely think straight. Then I saw it. A camp. Large, circular tents arranged in a patterned ring, illuminated by crystalline torches. Alien figures moved around the fire pits, tall humanoids with sapphire blue skin, glimmering silver markings on their faces, and long white hair braided tightly behind their backs. Their clothing was woven from shimmering fabric that shifted color with their movements, almost like living metal. They looked noble, elegant, and dangerously alert. I froze at the ridge, half hidden by the sand, debating whether to approach. That's when one of them spotted me. A horn sounded, low and resonant. Several alien guards turned their eyes toward me. In seconds, 3 of them were sprinting up the slope with inhuman speed. I lifted my hands. Wait. I'm not hostile. They didn't slow. Great. I was about to die because I wanted a blanket. But before the guards reached me, a command rang out from below. Sharp, authoritative, unmistakably commanding. Stop. The guards did as ordered. The voice came from a tall figure stepping out of the central tent. A woman, though woman, hardly captured the presence she carried. Her white hair flowed like liquid silver, and her markings glowed faintly like stars reflecting off water. Her clothing was more elaborate than the others, trimmed with metallic thread and adorned with symbols I couldn't decipher. She walked toward me with the calm certainty of someone who expected the world, and everyone in it, to part before her. The guards lowered their weapons and stepped aside. She stopped in front of me. Her eyes, a deep violet, studied me without blinking. "You are cold," she said bluntly. "Yes, I managed." "Very. You are human." It wasn't a question. "Yes." She extended her hand, but when I hesitated, she grabbed my wrist firmly. "You will freeze in minutes. Get into my tent." I blinked. "Wait, your tent? Why?" "Because I command it," she said simply. "And because I am the only one here who understands enough of your physiology to keep you alive." I didn't argue. Not because she was intimidating, though she absolutely was, but because I was on the edge of collapsing. She pulled me gently, but decisively into the camp. And into her tent. Middle. Inside, the tent was far larger than it looked, clearly enhanced by alien spatial technology. Warmth immediately enveloped me, radiating from heat crystals embedded in the walls. The air smelled faintly of herbs and something metallic. She released my wrist only once I was fully inside. "You are trembling," she observed. "Sit." I obeyed. She retrieved a cloak from a chest, lightweight, shimmering like woven moonlight, and draped it over my shoulders. It warmed instantly, like heated fluid seeping through my skin. This is incredible, I murmured. It regulates temperature. Primitive worlds like yours do not have them yet. Thanks, I said, genuinely grateful. She tilted her head slightly, as if in used to gratitude. I am Princess Valira of the House of Solith, she announced. Heir to the Crescent Dominion. I swallowed. So, royalty. Is that not obvious? She asked, brows raised. Just making sure. And you, she continued, are far from home.
Yeah.
My shuttle went down. I'm completely stranded. She paced slowly, her movements deliberate. Humans are not commonly seen this deep in the outer rings. Are you an explorer? Sort of. Scout technician. Her expression softened. Barely. Then your survival skills allowed you to make it this far. Impressive for a human. Thanks, I think. A faint smirk touched her lips. She sat across from me, adjusting a transparent tablet-like device in her hands. Its surface filled with holographic scripts. She tapped one, and the symbols shifted. You arrived near the borders of my people's pilgrimage grounds, she said. It is fortunate my scouts saw your crash. Fortunate is one word, I muttered. She didn't seem to appreciate human sarcasm. For now, she continued, you will rest here. Here? In your tent.
Yes.
My guards would not trust you elsewhere. Trust me? I laughed. You dragged me in. I'm not exactly a threat. You are an unknown, she said. Unknowns can be dangerous. Even fragile ones. I couldn't argue there. As the cloak warmed me further, my mind cleared enough to actually think. Princess Valira, I began carefully. Thank you for helping me. Do not thank me yet, she replied. You may still bring trouble. What kind of trouble? She hesitated for the first time. The desert is not empty tonight, she said. A storm approaches, one that carries creatures drawn to unfamiliar scents. Your arrival may attract them. Creatures, great. She rose and pushed aside the tent flap. Sand spiraled outside as the wind picked up. You will remain until the night passes. At dawn, we decide your fate. Fate, I repeated. Is that a normal thing here? For intruders, yes. Well, that's comforting. She turned back with a look that was almost amused. You humans speak too freely. We call it personality. And we call it recklessness. Despite the tension, there was something oddly grounding about talking to her. She was stern, commanding, but not cruel. Suddenly, a thunderous roar shook the camp. I stood instantly. What was that? Valira's expression hardened. Trouble. The storm beasts woke sooner than expected. Outside, guards shouted commands. Shadows shifted across the tents. Valira grabbed a spear-like weapon from a rack. The blade glowed with blue plasma. You will stay inside, she said firmly. Absolutely not, I said. I'm not letting you fight whatever that is alone. You are unarmed. Untrained. I've survived worse. Her eyes locked onto mine, annoyance flickering in them, but she didn't argue. Instead, she threw me a small round device. A shield emitter. Activate it by squeezing. The roar sounded again closer. She stepped outside. I followed her into chaos. Massive creatures, skeletal beasts with glowing green eyes, emerged from the sand. Wind swirled around them like cloaks. The guards formed defensive lines. One beast lunged at me. I squeezed the device. A shimmering energy dome flickered to life, deflecting the creature just in time.